The name of the chapter is Structure of the Atom, or we can simply call it as atomic structure. तो इस chapter में हमने what we follow is we will be starting with or we will be seeing different theories. उन सब theories में फिर से कुछ तो drawbacks रहता है. In order to explain those drawbacks, उसके आगे और एक theory आएगा. और अगर उस particular theory में भी if there is any drawback, we will be seeing another theory, so on so forth. ऐसा different theories देखते हुए we will finally arrive at the current model of the atom. Okay. So आप लोग मुझे ये क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो डायरेक्टली करंट मॉडल ऑफ द एटम. We can start with that, but if we start with that, definitely you won't be understanding anything. Okay, we need to start from right from the start. कब से एटम के बारे में they tried to explore atom. We will be starting from that, and then we will going through one by one theory. उनके ड्रॉबैक्स भी देखेंगे. उनके ड्रॉबैक्स देखने के बाद दूसरे theory को देखते हैं. ठीक है. The first and foremost theory about the atom is given by John Dalton, and it is called as Dalton's theory of atom. I hope आप लोग ने बहुत अपने 10th में या 9th में पढ़ा होगा.
9th में.
Okay. 9th में, 8th में. Okay. So according to Dalton, atom is the smallest indivisible particle. Okay, atom is the smallest indivisible particle of the matter. मतलब क्या है? If you are taking any matter, if you try to break that into pieces, उनको break करते जाओ, last पे आप लोग जहाँ पे जाके रुकेंगे, that particular entity is called as atom. This is as per Dalton. मतलब atom is indivisible. Atom के अंदर you don't have, as of now you know that atom has electron, protons and neutrons inside it. But according to Dalton, जब Dalton ने पहला theory दिया था, then Dalton considered the atom as the smallest indivisible particle of matter, and this indivisible particle takes part in a chemical reaction. Okay, whenever there is a reaction, the entity that takes part in the reaction is nothing but the atom. Agreed? Okay. So ये जो Dalton ने अपने जो भी postulates दिया है, all those postulates were based on the data of atomic mass. Whenever someone is saying some theory, that particular theory should be based on some data or it should be based on some experimental facts. Agreed? Without any data, without any experiment, we should not make any postulate, right? So Dalton ने अपना जो भी postulates बनाया है, all those postulates are based on the data of atomic mass. तब तक लोगों को atomic mass, individual elements के atoms के individual masses, they know that information based on the atomic mass data. He has given some postulates. What is the first postulate? The first postulate is atom is the smallest indivisible particle of matter. Okay. All matter consists of indivisible particles called atoms. It is the smallest unit of matter that can take part in a chemical reaction. Next point, third point, देखो. Atoms having identical mass belong to same element, and atoms having different masses belong to different elements. ये point तो आपको obvious लग रहा होगा, but according to Dalton नहीं लग रहे तो ठीक है. Dalton ने क्या कहा? If I am randomly picking two atoms from the atmosphere, okay, I am randomly picking two atoms from the atmosphere. अगर ऐसा कुछ हुआ, दोनों atoms का atomic mass same आया, इसका मतलब they should be atoms of the same element. Okay. If I am measuring those masses, if those masses are coming to be different, then they should be atoms of the different elements. बस इतना ही. If two atoms are having same masses, then they should be atoms of the same element. If two atoms are having different masses, then they should be atoms of the different elements. Okay. Next point. We know that different elements have different physical and chemical properties, right? So ये जो भी different properties है, these properties are attributed to their unique masses. Different elements के masses अलग है, इस reason के वजह से उनका properties में भी there is some difference. Okay. But ये बोलना आप लोग को क्या लग रहा है? Is this गुड स्टेटमेंट और इज दिस ए राइट स्टेटमेंट? डिफरेंट मास होने की वजह से एटम्स को डिफरेंट प्रॉपर्टीज आएगा. What do you think?
नहीं
नहीं
रॉन्ग
नो
स्टेटमेंट.
सर,
Wrong
आइसोटोप
statement.
टाइप का
मास
बात
भी
होती है।
रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं रहता, बाकी भी
Actually
फैक्टर्स
correct.
हो सकते हैं.
Okay, बाकी भी फैक्टर्स हो सकता है. Like, can anyone tell me any factor on which physical and chemical properties depend?
इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिविटी और इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी.
इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिविटी, इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी. ओके, इनके बारे में बाद में पढ़ेंगे. और कुछ हम बाद में जाके ये पढ़ने वाले हैं. ये जो प्रॉपर्टीज है, दिस डिपेंड ऑन द वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, मतलब आउटरमोस्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. ओके, बट डाल्टन के टाइम पे इलेक्ट्रॉन का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है ना.
हाँ सर.
The only data which he had is atomic mass. Based on the atomic mass only, he made some postulates. So he said that the unique physical and chemical properties of elements, is because of their unique masses. Okay? ठीक है. Next point, atoms combine in simple whole number ratios to form molecules. उसका आगे जो भी postulates है, most of these postulates went wrong, but this particular postulate, fifth postulate, this is true even today. Okay, atoms combine in simple whole number ratios to form molecules. What do I mean by this? Suppose if I take some examples, if I take the molecule H2O. In H2O, if you see, 2 atoms of hydrogen are combining with 1 atom of oxygen. So what is the ratio in which they are combining?
2:1.
2:1. If you take the molecule H2SO4, 2 atoms of hydrogen are combining with 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. Again, the ratio is 2:1:4, which is the whole number ratio.
Yes, sir.
If you take glucose, C6H12O6, the ratio is 6:12:6, which is 1:2:1. Again, a simple whole number ratio.
Yes, sir.
So ये जो रेशियो है आपको, एक मिनट, ये जो रेशियो है आपको हमेशा होल नंबर रेशियो में ही आएगा. Okay, what is the reason for this? Because atom is the smallest entity that actually takes part in a chemical reaction. Okay, the entire atom is taking part in the reaction. Always the atoms combine in whole number ratios only. Yeah, Neeraj, tell me.
सर, जिप्सम का फॉर्मूला इज लाइक CaSO4.1/2H2O, तो फिर 1/2. हाँ, समझा.
That half H2O indicates you are having half mole of H2O. Okay, ठीक है. इसके लिए मैं आपको और एक एग्जांपल भी देता हूँ. There are some molecules called non-stoichiometric compounds. इनके बारे में हम डिटेल में हमारे 12th में पढ़ेंगे. How are they exactly formed? There are some compounds called non-stoichiometric compounds. उनके लिए एक एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ. The example of a non-stoichiometric compound is Fe0.930. Fe0.930. ऐसा कुछ मॉलिक्यूल एग्जिस्ट होता है, and this molecule is called as a non-stoichiometric compound. In this case, is the ratio a whole number ratio or is it a fraction? Fraction है ना. It seems like you are having 0.93 atom of Fe for every 1 atom of oxygen. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
but ये जो formula है, this is simply an empirical formula or a molecular formula, but actual में होता क्या है? This particular molecule is made up of iron in 2 different oxidation states. मतलब क्या है? इस molecule के अंदर you have Fe in +2 oxidation state as well as Fe in +3 oxidation state. होता क्या है? If I am having FeO, iron oxide, इसमें क्या है? Fe is in +2 I hope all of you know how to get the oxidation state. Fe is in +2 oxidation, oxygen is in -2 oxidation state. Okay, so इस molecule में क्या हुआ? All the atoms of iron are in +2 and all the atoms of oxygen are in -2. But इस molecule में you are having combination of +2 and +3 oxidation states. How to get that? What we can do is, rather than saying for every 1 atom of oxygen you have 0.93 atoms of Fe, you can say for every 100 atoms of oxygen you have 93 atoms of Fe, because this is simply an empirical formula. Okay, so how to read this? We need to read this as, for every 100 atoms, for 100 atoms of oxygen, we have 93 atoms of Fe. Overall ये जो molecule है, is this molecule neutral? Is this molecule neutral? Do you see any charge on this?
No.
No.
All right. So if the molecule is neutral, the total negative charge must be balanced by total positive charge.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Let us see what is the total negative charge. You have 100 oxygen atoms, na? So total negative charge कितना होगा? 100 into -2. Okay. इनमें क्या हुआ है? Let us take, you have X atoms in Fe +2 form. So 93 minus X किस form में होगा?
+3.
Very good. Fe +3 form. So what is the total positive charge? It will be +2 into X
+2 into X.
plus 93 minus X into +3. Agreed?
Yes.
तो बीच में multiplication है, it is not X, into +3. Okay. The magnitude of total negative charge must be equal to the magnitude of total positive charge. So what is the magnitude of total negative charge? It is 200. This must be equal to what is the magnitude of total positive charge? It is 2x plus what is 93 into 3?
279.
279 minus 3x होगा.
हाँ.
So what is x equal to?
79.
3x x is equals
X
to
is equal to
79.
79.
Okay. So if you see Fe2 positive जो है इनमें, they are again in whole numbers. 79 है. Remaining of them will be Fe3 positive. Fe3 positive कितना होगा?
93.
93 minus 79 is equal to 14.
Yes.
Okay. So even in this case, the atoms are combining in whole numbers only. You don't have a fraction. Okay. ये जो formula जो है, it seems like 0.93 atom of Fe is combining with 1 atom of oxygen. Actual में क्या हो रहा है? If you are having this FeO, I am replacing some of the Fe2 positive ions with Fe3 positive ions. Okay. Initially क्या हुआ होगा? 100 atoms of Fe2 positive भी है मेरे पास और 100 atoms of O2 minus भी है. उन 100 atoms में से I am removing, अभी 79 ही बचा है ना? I am removing 21 Fe2 positive. If I am removing 21 Fe2 positive, in order to balance the charge, I need to add only 14 Fe3 positive. Okay, तब आपको only 93 atoms of Fe दिखेगा. So that is giving me the empirical formula as 0.90. Okay, clear है?
Yes.
Atoms हमेशा whole numbers में ही combine होगा. You cannot have a half atom combining with another something to form a molecule. सबसे पहले, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ठीक है. But ये जो particular theory है, Dalton's theory, completely fail हुआ है. Let us see the drawbacks of Dalton's theory. The first drawback is discovery of isotopes and isobars. I have written the definition here. Please go through the definition. Very important, you need to remember these definitions. What are isotopes? Atoms having same atomic number, which is having same Z, but different mass number. Atomic number is represented by symbol Z. I hope everyone knows this. If I want to represent any general atom X, उसके लिए दो नंबर्स डिफाइन करते हैं हम. One is the atomic number Z and the other is the mass number A. Okay, what is mass number? Mass number is nothing but number of neutrons plus the protons. What is atomic number? Nothing but the number of protons or the number of electrons, right? Okay, so after the discovery of isotopes and isobars, it led to the failure of Dalton's theory. कैसे है देखते हैं एक बार. What are isotopes? Isotopes are atoms having same atomic number but different mass number. Example 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. These are the isotopes of hydrogen. 1H1 is called as simple hydrogen or it is also called as protium. 1H2 is called as deuterium. 1H3 is called as tritium. What is the reason for the existence of isotopes? The reason for existence of isotopes is, if you see, सब में atomic number same है. मतलब सब में electrons का number, protons का number same ही है. If you calculate the number of neutrons, please tell me the number of neutrons in protium. They are 0.
Zero.
In deuterium,
1.
1.
it is nothing but the mass number minus the atomic number. So 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Tritium में
2.
3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. Okay, so isotopes exist because of the presence of different number of neutrons in the nucleus. Okay, so इस केस में क्या हुआ? You are having different mass numbers. Suppose Dalton ने, he is randomly picking these three atoms and he is measuring the weights of these three atoms. एक का 1 AMU आएगा, दूसरे का 2 AMU, तीसरे का 3 AMU. So if he is getting different masses, what will he say? They should be atoms of the different element. मतलब they should be having different chemical properties.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but
Yes.
all these are atoms of the same element. We know that these are atoms of the same element, hydrogen. Most of their properties are similar. Physical properties में थोड़ा difference आएगा because of their mass number, but having same number of electrons, they will be having same chemical properties. Most of the chemical properties will be same. Okay, so what I can write is, as per Dalton, or according to Dalton, isotopes are atoms of different elements but we know they are atoms of
Same element.
Same element.
Same element.
agreed. Okay, next isobars. What are isobars? अभी same पहले क्या किया isotopes में same atomic number किया, different mass number किया. Now take different atomic number but same mass number. They are called as isobars. What are isobars? Different atomic number but same mass number. Okay, so I have given two examples here. Argon, whose atomic number is 18 and the mass number is 40. Calcium, atomic number is 20 and mass number is 40. Okay, so if Dalton picks these two elements, or if Dalton takes atoms of these two elements, इनके दोनों का mass same आ रहा है. So according to Dalton, they must be atoms of the same element. Dalton के हिसाब से, because their mass is same. But we know that they are atoms of different elements because argon का properties completely अलग है, calcium का properties completely अलग है. Argon is a gas and it is unreactive. Calcium is a solid and it is reactive. Calcium can form some compounds. Agreed. So we can clearly say
Yes.
discovery of isotopes and isobars led to the failure of Dalton's theory. Okay, the physical and chemical properties are not functions of their atomic masses. Masses के ऊपर कुछ डिपेंड नहीं होगा. ओके, सो यहाँ पे आप लोग और एक स्टेटमेंट लिख सकते हो. अकॉर्डिंग टू डाल्टन क्या लिख सकते हो बताओ?
As they have same mass number, they are of the same elements, but we know that they are different
Exactly.
elements.
According to Dalton, isobars are
Atoms of same element.
atoms of same element. But we know they are atoms of
Different element.
good. Okay. Finally, इसका जो भी theory है, it was completely discarded when discovery of electrons, protons, and neutrons were made. Okay. So now let us go to the discovery of electron. Let us understand the discovery of electron. इसका theory जो भी है, इसने क्या कहा? Atom is indivisible. मतलब उसके अंदर there is no electron, proton, neutron. But when electron, proton, neutron were discovered, his theory was completely discarded. So let us go to the discovery of electron. Discovery of electron was made by J.J. Thomson using an experiment called cathode ray experiment. Okay, आप लोग ने पढ़ा होगा cathode ray experiment के बारे में अभी. जिन्होंने पढ़ा है, can anyone tell me some observations in cathode ray experiment? Anyone? Those who wants to answer, please raise your hand. And rest all other students, please put your video on. Okay, Isha, बताओ.
The cathode rays traveled from the cathode to the anode.
Okay. It is a right statement. और कुछ? Can you tell me about the apparatus?
सर वो ZNS स्क्रीन होता है.
Evacuated tube है वो.
Is it completely, totally evacuated?
No, sir. No. There is
बैटरी लगाया है.
हाँ, बैटरी लगाया है.
फायर भी लगाया है.
Fire?
वायर
Okay. Wire.
शायद
Wire लगाया है.
यहाँ पे एक ट्यूब है बंद, मतलब ओपन.
अरमान, तुम कहाँ पे हो? आउटर स्पेस में हो क्या?
नहीं सर, घर पे हूँ.
वो तो कुछ नहीं दिख रहा मुझे. तुमने वीडियो ऑन रखा है ना?
हाँ रखा है. कैमरा डैमेज हो गया है शायद. वो कल
अच्छा,
पानी
अच्छा.
में, लैपटॉप पानी में गया गलती से.
ऐसे कैसे गलती हो सकता है? पानी में कैसे जा सकता है लैपटॉप?
हो जाता है सर कभी कभी. अंदर की बात है सर, क्या बात करें.
ठीक है. We will try to understand. First of all, we will try to understand the apparatus. उसके बाद we will try to see the observations. Okay. I will ask you questions once again. Abigail, you can put your hand down. If you see the apparatus, इस apparatus में you have a tube. ऐसा कुछ tube है ना? This particular tube, it is called as, this tube is called as Crookes tube. ये NCERT text book में maybe नहीं दिया होगा. This particular tube is called as Crookes tube. It is named after the scientist William Crook. William Crook जो है, he used this apparatus for the first time to analyze the flow of current through different gases, or to understand the conduction of current through gases. Okay, different gases, electricity कैसे conduct करता है, on what factors the conduction of electricity depends in gases. To understand that, he used this particular tube, hence it is called as Crookes tube. Okay, we won't be seeing that experiment. Okay, इसी tube के अंदर you have two metal plates, and these two metal plates are attached to an external battery. This is a battery. And the voltage of this battery is very high. It is almost equal to 10,000 volts. So the voltage you are applying across these metal plates is very high. Okay, 10,000 volts is very, very high. Okay, further, ये जो particular terminal है, this terminal of the battery is negative. I hope all of you know this. And this terminal of the battery is positive. The metal plate which is attached to the negative terminal of the battery, उसके ऊपर कौन सा चार्ज आएगा?
Negative.
Negative.
Which is attached to the positive terminal of the battery, उसके ऊपर positive.
Positive.
And the one which is attached to negative terminal, what is it called? It is called as cathode.
हाँ.
Okay, the one which is attached to positive terminal, what is it called?
Anode.
Very good, it is called as anode. So in the apparatus, you are having a cathode and anode connected across a very high voltage battery. Okay, and इस particular space के अंदर, in this space, you are having gas. It is not completely evacuated. Completely evacuated का मतलब क्या है? You don't have anything inside the tube, but you are having something inside the tube. You are placing a gas, and you need to take that gas. Very important. You need to take that gas at very low pressure. What do I mean by low pressure? The number of molecules of gas inside the tube must be low. If you are having more and more amount of gas, the pressure will be high. If you are having very less amount of gas, the pressure will be low. So you are ensuring, you can ensure very low pressure by attaching a vacuum pump. Okay, आप लोग अगर NCERT textbook देखा तो you will see something called vacuum pump attached to this. The purpose of the vacuum pump is to remove more number of gas molecules or to have very less number of gas molecules inside the system. Okay.
सर ऐसा क्यों?
Yes.
The reason is whatever observations you can see, the observations can be seen only at low pressure. If you are having high pressure, ये जो scientist है वो experiment conduct करना और whenever he performed the experiment, only when he had less amount of gas inside the tube, he got the observations. नहीं तो observations नहीं मिला उसको. Okay, अभी के लिए इतना ही सोचना. Is this clear?
सर नॉर्मल गैस लिया है.
कोई भी गैस ले सकते हो. Your wish is. You can take O2, you can take N2, you can take helium, you can take anything. Which is your favorite gas? You can take that. Okay.
सर
Yeah. Riya.
फिर 6 पे.
हाँ बताता हूँ. So what is the apparatus? सबसे पहले apparatus को देखो. In the apparatus you are having a battery, and the voltage of the battery is very, very high, which is 10,000 volt. It is attached to two metal plates. The metal plate which is attached to the negative terminal of the battery, उसके ऊपर negative charge आएगा. The metal plate which is attached to positive terminal of the battery, उसके ऊपर positive आएगा. The one which is attached to negative, it is called as cathode. The one which is attached to positive terminal, it is called as anode. This particular tube, this tube is called as Crookes tube. It is named after the scientist William Crook, who first used the apparatus. And इस particular apparatus के अंदर we need to have gas at very low pressure. Only at low pressure we can see the observations. What is meant by low pressure? Low pressure is nothing but very less number of molecules inside the tube. Clear है? Molecules जो भी रहेगा gas का बहुत कम होना चाहिए. Okay. ठीक है. इसके साथ साथ और एक चीज भी है इसके अंदर.
सर
Yeah.
सर इतना हाई वोल्टेज क्यों यूज किया है उन्होंने?
Again, the reason is if you don't have any high voltage, there are no observations. ऐसा कुछ सोचो, उसने voltage बढ़ाते हुए he tried to see observations. Whenever the voltage reached some particular value, above that particular voltage only he has seen observations. Okay?
Yes sir.
Yeah. So यहाँ पे I am having a coating here. Anode के पीछे, if you observe, I'm coating the surface with some green color, and ये जो particular compound है, this compound is zinc sulfide, ZNS, zinc sulfide, and the property of the ZNS screen is phosphorescent. Phosphorescent. आप लोग फ्लोरेसेंस करके कुछ सुना होगा?
हाँ.
What is
हाँ,
meant by
sir.
fluorescence? Anyone? Can you give me a real life example where you see the phenomenon of fluorescence? अरमान बताओ.
सर वो
ट्रक
लाइट
के पीछे वो रेडियम वगैरह लगा रहता है, कैटाइज रहते हैं, विच ग्लोज, ऐसा लाइट गिरे गिरे वो दिखता है अपने को, मतलब.
बिल्कुल सही है अरमान. Very good. Sign boards जो रहेगा whenever you are traveling on the highways in the night, और जो sign boards है, whenever the light of your vehicle falls on the sign board, what will happen? It glows, right? That particular material, that coating is called as fluorescent material. Okay. When will it glow? Whenever any energetic particle falls on it, it will definitely glow. Energetic particle in this case, in your case, it is light. Whenever you are flashing light on that particular material, light is made up of some particles. We will understand it is made up of which particles later, but light is made up of some energetic particles. If those energetic particles falls on that particular material, it will glow. Similarly, जो phosphorescence है, phosphorescence is also the similar property. Whenever any energetic particle falls on that phosphorescent screen, it will produce sparks or it will glow. Okay. ठीक है. Let us start the experiment and let us see the observations. Everyone concentrate. I will mark the observations. Okay. When J.J. Thomson applied a very high voltage across two metal plates, and when he placed a gas at very low pressure, what he observed is, he observed some rays coming from the cathode. He observed some rays coming from the cathode, and they started traveling towards the anode. Okay, and ये जो rays है उतना भी ज़्यादा visible नहीं रहेगा to the naked eye. थोड़ा sparks जैसा उसको थोड़ा rays जैसा दिखा, but they are not so visible to the naked eye. So उसको clear idea तभी आया when these rays produced some sparks on this ZNS screen. If these rays are able to produce sparks on the ZNS screen, I can definitely say that some rays are falling on this screen. And those rays are coming from the cathode and they are traveling towards the anode. And if you observe, just before the ZNS screen, you are having an anode. So, ये जो rays है, they are piercing this particular anode and they are producing sparks on this ZNS screen. Can I say that? Okay.
Yes.
What you can also do is, you can also make some perforations inside this anode. Perforations matlab you can make small holes. Then you can see more and more intense sparks, even if you don't have any perforation. Because of high energy of these cathode rays can penetrate this particular anode and they can produce sparks or scintillations on this ZNS screen. Okay. So from the first observation, what I'm concluding is, there are some rays which are emitted from the cathode and they are falling on the ZNS screen. Is this clear? Arman, please be on mute. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे सोचो,
Yes, sir.
when he placed the gas at low pressure and he is increasing that particular voltage, battery का voltage है बढ़ाता जा रहा है. When the voltage reached certain limit, after certain voltage, he started observing scintillations on the ZNS screen. From the time concluding that this particular space, in that particular space, there is conduction of electricity. Okay, or there is a movement of some particles in this region. Those particles are highly energetic As a result, whenever they're falling on the ZNS screen, there are sparks. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next observation kya hai? So he observed some rays. So he wanted to study the nature of those rays. What are those rays exactly? So उसने क्या किया? He placed an external battery. Everyone understand this? What he did is he placed an external battery around this particular tube. Whenever he placed an external battery around this tube, the observation is those cathode rays started deviating towards the positive terminal of the battery. And वो कैसे पता चला? By observing more and more sparks in this particular region. The density of the sparks got increased in this particular region, or the region where you are having the positive terminal. Okay. So from this observation, what can you conclude?
That is either
Negatively.
electrically negative.
They are negative, they are negatively charged. First of all, these particular rays must be charged because they are attracted towards the positive charge, and the nature of the charge must be negative as they are attracted towards the positive terminal. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So पहला observation मैं बाद में आपको notes में I will in detail write about these points. अभी के लिए मैं आपको observations ही लिख रहा हूँ. Observations. The observation is deviation of cathode rays towards the positive terminal of external battery. Deviation of cathode rays towards the positive terminal of the external battery. Okay. Okay. From this, what can I conclude? What is the conclusion?
They are
Cathode rays,
Cathode rays are negatively charged.
cathode rays are negatively charged. Everyone, is the first observation clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes.
Okay, good. The next observation is उसने और एक चीज भी किया है. Just like placing an external battery, you can also place an external magnet. Whenever you have charge, if the charge flows in a magnetic field, that particular charge will definitely be deviated, and it can deviate towards the north pole or the south pole depending upon the movement of the charge. So अभी के लिए आप लोग इतना ही समझना. आप लोग I think आपके 10th class में पढ़ा होगा magnetic effect on moment of charge.
Yes.
Okay, or else you will be seeing again this in detail in your physics. Whenever you read the chapter of electromagnetism, you will understand that अभी के लिए आपको इतना तो obvious लगेगा. Whenever you have negative charge, it will be attracted towards the positive charge. Similarly, whenever you have charge, it will be attracted towards one of the poles of the magnet. Whenever you have a charge in motion, that particular charge can be attracted towards the poles. So that also concludes, from that also we can say that particular cathode rays are charged and the nature of the charge is negatively charged. Okay. What you can do is, apart from placing an external battery, you can also place an external magnet which has a north pole as well as south pole on it. So if you are having a magnet, then also the charge will be deviated. Based on the deviation, I can again conclude that those particular cathode rays are negatively charged. Is this clear? Okay. उसके बाद उसने क्या किया? In the path of the cathode rays, very, very important, understand this. In the path of the cathode rays, he has placed an object, an opaque object. Whenever he has placed an opaque object, he found the shadow of the object. he has placed the screen behind it and he captured the shadow. From this particular observation, what can you conclude? The observation is he placed an opaque object in the path of the cathode rays. Whenever he placed an opaque object, he observed a shadow of that particular opaque object on a screen. From this observation, what can you conclude? Anyone?
They
The
emit light.
cathode rays emit light.
Light.
They behave like light.
They behave like light. Okay.
It did not pass through that opaque object.
ओके ओपेक ऑब्जेक्ट का मतलब भी वो है नथिंग कैन पास थ्रू इट. अभी इस पर्टिकुलर केस में थोड़ा उसको डेंस बना दिया, इस वजह से पेनिट्रेट नहीं कर पाया. बिल्कुल सही.
स्ट्रेट लाइन.
या हु इज दिस? किसने कहा ये?
संवर्धन.
वर्धन. या वेरी गुड. फ्रॉम दिस ऑब्जर्वेशन द कंक्लूजन इज cathode rays travel in straight lines. If they don't travel in straight line, you won't be having the shadow. Agreed? Light also travels in straight lines, na?
Yes.
Okay. So from this I can conclude cathode rays travel in, यहाँ पे मैं ड्रॉ भी वैसा ही किया. देखो, I have shown a straight line path. Okay. Cathode rays travel in straight lines. Okay. What is this? This is nothing but shadow. This is an opaque object. Okay. Next important observation. In the path of the cathode rays, he has placed a small wheel. He has placed a small wheel, a mechanical wheel. Whenever he placed a small mechanical wheel in the path of the cathode rays, the wheel started to rotate. घूमने लगा. From this, what can you conclude?
They apply some
Mass.
force.
Carry mass.
They
Yeah,
carry
some mass.
energy.
They carry energy. Okay. नीरल ने कहा they carry
Mass.
energy.
Sir, mass.
Light के अंदर is there any energy?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Light also has energy, na? If light
Yes.
has energy, if light falls on any wheel, ऐसा छोटा सा wheel में, कोई भी wheel में अगर light जाके गिरा तो will there be any rotation of the wheel?
No.
No.
No, right?
No.
Because even light जो है, light is also a form of energy. Agreed, everyone?
Yes. sir.
Everyone, first of all,
Yes, sir.
please put your video on. Everyone, please put your video on. Yeah. Light is also a form of energy. If light falls on the wheel, that particular wheel won't be rotating. So, energy is
It
not the
applies
reason.
force. It applies force on that.
Okay. Can light apply force on any object?
No.
Oh no.
Why not? Why is light unable to apply force, and why are these particles are able to apply force? Or in order to have application of force?
But you need mass. You need mass for applying force.
Very good. Very good. If and only if something has mass, that particular particle can possess mechanical energy. Light जो है, it doesn't have any mechanical energy. Okay. So the energy of light is purely heat energy. वैसा कुछ बोल सकते हैं आप लोग. Like whenever the light falls on this particular wheel, और जो particular wheel है, it can be heated up, but it can never rotate. Agreed? थोड़ा सोचो आप लोग. Okay, but whenever these particular particles, if they are falling on the wheel is able to rotate. इसका मतलब ये है they are able to apply some force on them. If they are able to apply some force, और else ऐसा भी देख सकते हैं, F equals to ma है ना, mass into acceleration, F equal to ma. So these particular particles must possess mass. Okay, these particles possess mass. Is
Yes,
this
sir.
clear? So from this observation, what I can conclude is cathode rays have mechanical properties, that is mass. Cathode rays have mechanical properties, that is mass. Okay. Once again, what are the observations? सबसे पहले देखते हैं. What is the first observation? Whenever I'm applying very high voltage and whenever I'm placing a gas at low pressure, I'm seeing some scintillations or sparks on the ZNS screen. From that, I'm concluding that some rays are generating from cathode and they're traveling towards the anode and they're falling on this particular ZNS screen. In order to understand the nature of those rays, he placed an external battery. Whenever he placed an external battery, the rays deviated towards the positive terminal of the battery. From that, I concluded, or J. Thomson concluded, that those particular rays must be negatively charged. Uske baad, he placed an opaque object. Whenever he placed an opaque object, he found the shadow of the object. Iska matlab, these particular rays must travel in straight lines. Then he placed a small mechanical wheel. Whenever he placed a wheel, the wheel started to rotate. That shows these particular cathode rays are able to exert some force on the wheel. Iska matlab, they should be having some mass. Okay? Clear hai?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let us also try to understand the source of the cathode rays. Very important to understand this. Source of cathode rays. Tell me, what are the possible sources of cathode rays? अंदर से आ रहे हैं.
Sir, maybe the gaseous atom.
Due to the present.
एक तो ऑब्वियस है ना, मैं कहाँ से शो कर रहा हूँ, ये जो मेटल है, मेटल के अंदर से आते हुए दिखा रहा हूँ ना. So what is the obvious source of the cathode ray? It is nothing but the metal plate. Okay, इस मेटल के अंदर से आ रहा है. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the source, the obvious source is nothing but the metal plate.
Yes.
There is one more source of the cathode ray. The other source is gaseous atoms.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, gaseous atoms, how they became the source? Let us try to understand that. कोई भी gaseous atom में you will be having nucleus, और कोई भी atom में you will be having a nucleus as well as electrons revolving around it.
Yes. Yeah.
Whenever these cathode rays, if they are coming with very high energy and if they fall on this particular electron, what will happen? There is a chance that these electrons are kicked out of this particular atom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When this particular electron is kicked out of the atom, अभी आपका और एक negatively charged particle आया. This being a negatively charged particle, it will be attracted towards the anode, or it will be also be traveling towards the anode.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed? So this is the other source. अभी अब हमको इस source के बारे में discuss नहीं करना है. Actual में, why we should not discuss, but because we don't know that atom has an electron inside it, right?
Yes, sir.
We are seeing this for the discovery of electron. We should not see or discuss this source, but this is also the source of, remember, this is also source of cathode rays, okay, or the negatively charged rays. But in reality, I shouldn't be discussing about this particular source, क्योंकि अभी हम electron का discovery के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं. Okay, is this clear? But actually में क्या है? This is also the source. Whenever cathode rays are coming from this particular metal plate, because of their high energies, whenever they are bombarding with the gaseous atoms, the gaseous atoms are getting ionized. Ionized का मतलब इनके अंदर जो भी electrons है, the electrons inside the gaseous atoms are kicked out, and those particular electrons are also contributing to the cathode rays. Is this clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Final observation, everyone concentrate. अभी के लिए हमने ये conclude किया है, the cathode rays are having two properties. What are those? What are the two major properties?
Negative charge.
It is having charge, and the nature of the charge is negative.
Negatively charged.
It is also having mass. उसके पास चार्ज है कैथोड रेस के पास, एंड द नेचर ऑफ द चार्ज इज नेगेटिव. उसके पास मास है, उसको सम m मान लेते हैं, चार्ज को सम e मान लेते हैं. ओके. What J.J. Thomson did is he calculated the value of E upon m. He calculated the value of E upon m. What is E upon m? It is charge upon mass ratio. You will study in detail how to calculate E by m ratio again in the chapter of electromagnetism in your 12th. Very important concept है. What happens is ये जो particular होता क्या है, आपको थोड़ा सा idea देता हूँ. Whenever I am having an external battery or whenever I am having an external magnet, what is happening? These particular rays are deviated towards the battery or towards the magnet, right? Okay,
Yes.
you can adjust the strength of the magnet or you can adjust the strength of the battery in order to have a specific deviation. Okay, और जो deviation है, it depends upon the charge as well as the mass of this particular particle. Based upon the charge and mass, the extent of deviation will be changed. Okay, there are three factors on which deviation will depend. One is uska charge, the other is uska mass, and the third one is the strength of the battery or the strength of the magnet. By adjusting these factors, I can change the deviation. Okay, if I'm keeping one factor as constant, the factor is the strength of the battery or the strength of the magnet. So the only factor on which deviation will depend is nothing but charge and mass. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by playing around, if you know the concepts, बाद में आप लोग 12th में डिटेल में पढ़ लेंगे, आपको और भी आइडिया आ जाएगा. अभी के लिए आपको समझना है what he did. What he calculated is with the help of the battery as well as with the help of the magnet. Okay, with the help of battery and with the help of magnet, he studied the deviation of this particular charge, and that deviation is a function of the magnitude of charge as well as its mass. So based on that, what he calculated is the E by m ratio, charge upon mass ratio. Remember one point, उसने अलग से charge का value कितना है, mass का value कितना है, वो नहीं निकाला. He calculated through the experiment what should be the ratio of E by m in order to have so and so deviation. Is this clear? Everyone understand this? Okay. बस आपको समझना है. No need to calculate anything. You need to just understand how he exactly or with the help of which method he calculated the E by m ratio. That E by m ratio is a function of charge as well as its mass. Okay, that particular deviation of electron is a function of charge and mass. With the help of that, he calculated E by m ratio. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, abhi
Yes.
dekho, final conclusion. Everyone concentrate. I will ask you some questions. Please tell me. What I will do is now I will change the metal plate and I will change the gas I am taking inside this. अभी ये जो metal plate है उसको as well as the gas I am changing them. Why am I changing them? Or what is the need to change them?
नया रिजल्ट आता है क्या देखने के लिए?
Study the effect of.
हाँ, will there be any different result or not? Because these are nothing but the sources of cathode rays, right? Cathode rays का source क्या लिखा हमने? Nothing but the metal plate as well as the gaseous atoms. If I am changing the sources, I want to see will there be any difference or not. उसने different metal plate रखा, different gaseous atoms को रखा. Irrespective of the gaseous atoms and irrespective of the metal plate, उसको हमेशा ये observations मिला. Those observations are there are sparks on the ZNS screen. There is deviation of those particular rays towards the positive terminal. There is the formation of shadow. There is rotation of this particular mechanical wheel. From all these observations, I can again say they're also having all the metals as well as gases. They are producing some cathode rays which are also negatively charged and which also has some mass. And in all the experiments, he calculated the value of E by m. Sub experiments में E by m ratio जो है, he tried to calculate it. Irrespective of the nature of the gas and irrespective of the nature of the metal, he is always obtaining this particular E by m ratio to be a constant value. एक ही value आ रहा है उसको हमेशा. कोई भी गैस लो आप, You can take oxygen gas, you can take nitrogen, helium, irrespective of the gas taken, irrespective of the metal. You can take any metal. You can take copper, you can take silver, you can take iron. कोई भी metal लो, irrespective of the metal taken and irrespective of the gas taken, the E/m ratio in all the experiments is coming to be an unique value. From this particular observation, what can you conclude? E/m ratio same ही आ रहे, अलग-अलग नहीं आ रहे. What can you conclude from this?
Sir,
Yeah.
that all types of metals and all types of gases, they have one type of particle, like common particle.
Very good. Exactly. Irrespective of the metal and irrespective of the gas, I'm getting some particles. सारे particles की E/m ratio same है. इसका मतलब क्या होना चाहिए? सारे particles same हैं.
हाँ सर.
कोई भी metal use करो आप लोग, कोई भी gas use करो, the particle that is coming out must be same because its E/m ratio is same. Agreed? मैं ये भी बोल सकता हूँ that particular particle must be fundamental.
हाँ.
What is meant by fundamental?
Its value remains same.
Its value remains same. आप लोग social studies अभी अभी पढ़ के आया होगा. In case exam तो नहीं लिखा आप लोग, but पढ़ के तो आया होगा ना.
Fundamental rights.
हाँ सर.
What is meant by fundamental right?
Basic.
For everybody.
Basic.
Basic, they are given to everyone and the nature of those rights are same, right?
No.
No?
सर गलती से आपको बोल.
Okay. ठीक है. मुझे लगा तुमको नया कुछ rights दिया है किसी ने. ठीक है. The nature of the rights is same, right? Irrespective of the individual, you will be having same right, and those rights are given to everyone. Those are called as fundamental. So यहाँ पे by the observation of the E/m ratio, irrespective of the nature of the gas or the nature of the metal, all of them are having same E/m ratio. मतलब सबके अंदर है वो particles, and सबका nature same है. Hence, I am calling those particular particles as fundamental particles, or those particles must be present in each and every element. A metal or gas, those are nothing but elements, na?
Yes.
Right? So from that, I am concluding these cathode rays must be fundamental.
Tired come.
From this, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? Everyone tell me again. Cathode rays are
fundamental.
Fundamental particle.
सबके अंदर है. Cathode rays are fundamental. Those fundamental particles are called as electrons. सब atoms के अंदर है. Okay. Is this clear? These are later called as electrons. The name electron is given by a scientist. Anyone know what is the name of the scientist? Stoney.
Stony.
Stoney. Stoney. The scientist who coined the term electron is Stoney. The scientist who discovered electron is J.J. Thomson. He is the one who conducted these experiments, who studied these observations, and based on the E/m ratio, he concluded that those cathode rays are fundamental. Those cathode rays are present in each and every atom. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once again, go through the experiment. एक बार आप लोग खुद देखो. I am taking a few minutes break. आप लोग एक बार ये वाला देख लेना. We will discuss later.